This is hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, baby. Let's go.
This is how we do it.
Hour number 2. Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. Hey, have you become a premium member of the Doug Stewart Show and the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network? You should. You should. Yeah. You should, man. Go to the DougStewartShow.com. There's a little blue link. You click on that, man. Become a premium member. It's $4 a month, man, and help us stay afloat. I mean, it's as simple as that. Help us stay afloat, man, as we bring you this quality sports talk, guy talk show. I mean, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, most of the time. You know, you're getting 60 hours of quality entertainment most of the time. And a lot of fun, man. And also, in the next, we keep getting the pushback, man. The developer has been working on it day and night, man. But we're trying to move everything. Not trying to. We will. But I'm not sure exactly when. We're going to move all of the operations, the show, the chat room, all of the fun. We're moving it to the DougStewartShow.com very, very soon. So become a premium member and hear all of the episodes right now anytime that you want, as well as episodes to chop it up. Go to the DougStewartShow.com and please become a premium member. Please. Hey, man, so have y'all, and I know a lot of people have, I don't know about everybody, because this isn't something that they really talk about on, you know, the Puppet Factory, ESPN or something like that, because this is kind of like a side little, you know, controversial thing going on here. But Shaquille O'Neal and the Golden State Warriors' JaVale McGee have been going back and forth at each other on Twitter to the point where they might have to throw skulls in them streets. But Shaq said he got a call from upstairs saying that he needs to stop it and let it go. And no, it wasn't Adam Silver. No, it wasn't, you know, any team owner or coach or anything like that. It was Shaq's mama. Let me give you some more background in this story, man. Here's a quote from Shaq. "I have orders from the top to leave it alone," O'Neal said past midnight on Saturday. He said, "My mama." He says Shaq's mama called him, told him to stop the silliness, leave him alone. When I talk about this story, man, it really sounds like they're on a playground or like they two cousins in the backyard keep getting into things and somebody mama got to walk out there and tell them, "Man, y'all stop that. Y'all cousins." Shaq mama says, "Stop the silliness. Leave him alone." So that's the end of the beef. You won't be hearing about it from my side anymore. Mama has spoken. Lucille O'Neal, earlier Saturday evening from her Orlando, Florida home, says it's not funny anymore. Seeing the things they're saying to each other, they need to squash this and move on. McGee's mama called later to essentially say, "Not so fast." JaVale McGee's mama said he cyberbullied, talking about Shaq, he cyberbullied my son. Wait a minute, man. And I'm laughing. I'm not laughing because it really could be categorized as bullying, which Shaq has been saying. I'm going to tell you more about what exactly Shaq said to start this thing or get this thing going. But I'm laughing because Shaq's in his 40s. JaVale McGee's got to be like at least in his early 30s, maybe mid-30s. And these cats' mamas are talking about them, once again, like they're 7, 8 years old on the playground. JaVale McGee's mama, Pamela McGee, said in an emotional 30-minute conversation, "Totally inappropriate. Shaquille needs to lose his job or be suspended. The NBA needs to make a stand. And you thought the regular season didn't matter. In a season of hyperbolic NBA feuds, this one pitting Shaq And JaVale McGee suddenly made an impact role player with the Golden State Warriors, hell-bent on breaking the Knucklehead for Life title bestowed upon him by O'Neal and others has grown particularly disturbing and downright ugly. So if you don't know it, Shaq has this show called Shaqtin' a Fool, okay, where he just basically clowns guys, makes light of things, bloopers. It's kind of like a Shaq black people bloopers type of show. And so things that go on in basketball particularly, I think maybe he talks about some other sports or whatever as well. So it's Dennis Scott and it's Shaq, and they just basically poke fun at funny things. So over the last couple of years they've been doing this show. JaVale McGee has won the Shaqtin' Fool Award probably, 11 times. Like he's always like tripping over himself or shooting air balls or jumping into the stands or doing something that could be categorized as slapstick, and funny. And Shaq has just been giving it to him year after year, episode after episode after episode. And so JaVale McGee basically came out and was like, dude, you need to stop picking on me. Like, I think he's literally using those words. Man, you need to stop picking on me. Shaquille O'Neal doubled down saying McGee would always be known for Shaqtin' a Fool, added a crude hashtag, included a Photoshop image of McGee's face and what appears to be a homeless man. Shaq, once again, 45 years old, sounded as if he might physically discipline the 30-year-old Warrior center, that's his age right there, JaVale McGee. In a tweet Shaq sent out, this is where it got kind of cloudy. Shaq sent out a tweet when they were going back and forth with each other. JaVale McGee like, listen, man, stop picking on me. Stop picking on me. I'm 30 years old. Shaq sent out a tweet. One main part of the story I need to tell you as well, in talking about it, is when they started going back and forth, I think this thing was initially started, and I think about it. The real contention, the real beef really started when JaVale McGee came at Shaq and called Shaq a coon. Right. Like he really cut Shaq to the white meat, called this man a coon, and a lot of things have happened over the last couple of months, maybe last couple of years. There's some people out there I would never call, I don't throw that term around lightly. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The only person I'm on record for calling a coon, in my opinion, or from what I remember, is what's the dude's name? Jason Whitlock. But that's just obvious. That's just obvious. Like some other people, man, have done a lot of coonish things. I may have termed it as coonish things, but I just won't right out call somebody a coon. That's just very, very grave. But JaVale McGee went on Twitter and called Shaq a coon. It's also crazy, and it's interesting how in 2017, cats have these Twitter beefs on social media. That's the world we're living in. But JaVale McGee on Twitter says, don't be acting like you a G. I'll smack the ish out of you. Or that's actually what Shaq said to him. Shaq basically said in writing that he was going to physically assault another grown-ass man on Twitter. That's where it kind of went sideways. Once again, McGee threw the coon label at O'Neal back in January via Twitter. O'Neal responded to it then by trying to defuse the situation. Shaq did try to defuse it when McGee went at him with the whole coon label. He says, I'm just playing at JaVale McGee. Keep your pants on, dude. So Shaq really, this thing goes back and forth because I think you got to be bigger than what this story is. You're grown men once again. But JaVale McGee is very sensitive. And that's one thing that when I was growing up, that was one thing that, older cats always said. You can't be sensitive and be a dude. You just can't be. Because dudes weren't sensitive. In 2017, you have to be more like Ralph Tresvant because that's 2017. But back when Shaq was growing up when Shaq was a young man, I mean, one thing that they just said was you don't be sensitive. So JaVale McGee basically got sensitive about this thing, man, and Shaq was like, listen, you called me out of my name, you called me a coon, but I'm just playing. Okay, it should have been over at that point. I'm just playing. Keep your pants on, dude. But evidently JaVale McGee real sensitive. So I don't know, man. This story is very interesting because you got two well-known players, one very, very well-known player, athlete, and Shaquille O'Neal. But part of the story I look at and I'm like, damn, JaVale McGee, man, really? And when you pay credence to something like this, you kind of add fuel to it. Like if he would have just ignored it and just took it, a lot of stuff that Shaq and Dennis Scott gave him the Shaq to the Fool award to on that show, he deserved it. Okay? So if you would have just let it slide and just laugh at yourself, and move on and not gotten so sensitive, it wouldn't have been no big deal. Nobody would have even paid attention. Nobody would have even paid attention. But when you come out and call this man a coon and then he responds to, just chill out, bruh, I'm just playing around, but then you go back and forth and ask this man to stop clowning you, people that clown you and they see that you're wounded, they continue to clown you to the highest of clowntivity. Yes, sir. The last thing you want to do, and maybe JaVale McGee and his mama didn't learn this growing up, wherever they from, and I think they're from L.A. or whatever. The last thing you want to do when you play in the dozens with somebody, if you clowning back and forth with somebody, is let them see that they got you. Is to let them see that they got under your skin. That's the last thing to do because cats that know how to play the dozens good, comedians, like you go up into a comedy show and the comedian, sees that he got up under your skin, you going back and forth with one of the people in the audience, and they see that they got under your skin, they smell blood. They like sharks. And Shaq seems to me to be that type of a person where he smelled blood from JaVale McGee, and so he's going in. So I think JaVale McGee played this thing all around wrong, but I also think Shaq is definitely showing bully-like tendencies. He is. And Shaq's just happy-go-lucky, funny guy, and always dancing and doing stuff. But Shaq does have some bully qualities to himself and to his personality.